We have here in chapter 21 the very familiar story in the life of Ahab and Jezebel, and it concerns Naboth's vineyard. And I'm going to hit, though, the high points of that because it actually is the next chapter that we want to center today. It came to pass after these things that Naboth, the Jezreelite, had a vineyard which was in Jezreel, hard by the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria. Now, I was in Samaria, and I must confess it's the most beautiful spot, as far as I can tell, in that land. You can stand on the hill of Samaria where Ahab and Jezebel's palace was. Omri built it, and you can see Jerusalem to the south. You can see the valley of Esdraelon, Sea of Galilee in the north. You can see the Jordan River on the east and the Mediterranean Sea on the west. And it is a beautiful view on all four sides. There are not many places that are like that. And if I was living in that land, that's where I'd like to have a home, would be right there. Now, Naboth had a vineyard. I looked all around there. I wondered what side it was on, but it was nearby. And Ahab, having that lovely palace, lovely place, you'd think that would be enough. But no, he wants that vineyard. And this man, Naboth, does not want to sell it for the very simple reason it was the patrimony. It was what God had given to his ancestors, and it had been passed down from father to son. And now the thing has come that here's a king that wants it. Well, he was a pretty brave man to turn him down, and so he couldn't buy it. And so he went home and pouted like a little boy. Verse 4, Ahab came into his house heavy and displeased because of the word which Naboth the Jezreelite had spoken to him. For he'd said, I'll not give thee the inheritance of my fathers. And he laid him down upon his bed, turned away his face, and would eat no bread. Pouting little boy. Ahab, wicked as he is, he's a spoiled brat. And he won't eat now because he can't have what he wants. And he can't have this vineyard. Well, he has a wife there that has some ideas, I can assure you. And she's going to work out something that will enable him to get it. And so she tells him now, verse 5, But Jezebel his wife came to him and said to him, Why is thy spirit so sad that thou eatest no bread? And he said unto her, Because I spake unto Naboth the Jezreelite, and said to him, Give me thy vineyard for money, or else if it please thee, I'll give thee another vineyard for it. He answered, I'll not give thee my vineyard. And Jezebel his wife said unto him, Dost thou now govern the kingdom of Israel? Aren't you a king? Why didn't you tell him you wanted it, and that you're going to get it? Arise and eat bread, and let thine heart be merry. I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite. That's a wife for you, friends. She is absolutely masculine in her manner, dominant and domineering woman. I'd have been afraid of her myself, I must confess. She's a wicked, wicked woman. And so, in this particular instance, she's going to get it. Well, you know the story. I'm not going to read the detail. What happened was that she formed a very nice little plot, and they had a nice little gathering, and Jezebel arranged to have two men, children of Belial. And these men witnessed against Naboth and said that he blasphemed God and the king. And they carried him out of the city and stoned him with stones that he died. And you can't think of anything more unjust than this. But this happens many times and has happened many times in the history of the world, of the man on top who has everything taking advantage of the little man. And now Naboth is stoned to death. And you'd say, well, Ahab got by with it. My friend, you don't get by with sin. I don't care who you are. The day will come when you're going to have to settle up. And the day came when he's going to have to settle up. And so Jezebel came in and announced to her husband Ahab that he's dead and that you can have the vineyard. And Ahab, verse 16, rose up to go down to the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite to take possession of it. Well, he's got by with it, has he? No, God has a man there. Thank God that there's a man around that'll declare